The first rays of sun slipped through the curtains, slipping across the room in a warm glow. She stirred, her cheek nuzzling against the steady rise and fall of his chest. His arms were still around her, strong yet gentle, holding her as if even in sleep he wouldn't let her go. She blinked awake, slowly realizing she was wrapped in his oversized shirt again, the hem brushing against her thighs. She tilted her head up, watching his face in sleep, relaxed, boyish, so unlike the disciplined officer she knew by day. A soft smile tugged at her lips. My husband. Before she could lean closer, his eyes fluttered open. He caught her watching and smirked. Staring at me? Already? Am I that handsome in the morning? She rolled her eyes, blushing. You are not bad, though your hair looks like a bird's nest. He groaned dramatically, pulling her tighter against him. And you talk too much in the morning. He buried his face in her neck, lazily, making her squeal. Stop, it tickles. She giggled, pushing at him quickly, but he only her more, twirling up to her jaw, then her lips, stealing a morning that was soft but filled with promises. When he finally pulled back, his breath still warm against her lips, he whispered, voice low and edged with mischief. Do you know what my favorite sight in the whole world is? She tilted her head, curiosity flickering in her eyes. What? A slow, dangerous smile curved his mouth. You, in my clothes. His fingers traced the hem of the oversized fabric, dragging lightly over her thigh, making her shiver. I swear I am going to forbid you from ever buying nightwear. I want this, only this. Her cheeks burned at the way he said it, his gaze heavy enough to pin her down. She swatted his chest, more flustered than annoyed. You are ridiculous, she murmured, but her voice lacked conviction. He caught her hand, mid-swat, twisting it gently until her palm rested over his heart. He hugged her knuckles, slow and deliberate, then brought them to his lips again. Say it. He teased, eyes glittering. Say you like being in my clothes. She tried to look away, but his thumb brushed her jaw, urging her gaze back. Maybe, she whispered at last, her breath catching. Because they smell like you? Her lips curved into a shy smile, but there was a spark in her eyes now, something daring. Then maybe I should keep stealing your shirts, she murmured, fingers playing with his collar. He laughed under his breath, a dark, husky sound, and in the next moment his mouth was on hers again, deep, slow, claiming. His hands sliding up her back, tangling in her hair. The grew molten, laughter turning into sighs, sighs turning into something unspoken and urgent. The morning blurred into heat and soft breaths, the scent of him and her becoming indistinguishable. When she finally broke away, she was flushed, breathless, glowing like she would swallowed sunlight. If you don't let me go, I will be late for duty, he smirked, still tracing circles on her waist. Then I will just show up as your security officer and lock you in our room. Let them think I'm protecting you. In truth, I'm just keeping you from myself. She laughed, shaking her head, but her eyes softened, full of something far deeper than teasing. No matter what, just don't stop being like this with me. His arms tightened around her, pulling her back into the warm cage of his body. Never, he vowed, his voice a whisper against her temple. You will always wake up like this. Mine, my wife, mine, everything. I will make breakfast, she announced, tying her hair into a loose bun. It's my turn now. But he was already slipping on his sweatpants, grinning mischievously. No, today the husband cooks. She raised a brow, hands on her waist. You cook. You couldn't even finish the coffee the other day without making a face. He walked past her, brushing on her cheek as he went to the kitchen. That was different. This time it's my wife's first breakfast at home. A special occasion. She followed, arms crossed, watching as he fumbled with pans and eggs, moving with more confidence than skill. She couldn't help but giggle when he cracked an egg wrong, the yolk slipping through his fingers. You look too serious for someone who clearly has no idea what he is doing, she teased, sleeping beside him. Military training doesn't cover omelets, he muttered, but then leaned closer, whispering against her ear. But it does cover survival and seduction. Her face turned crimson. Yeah, not here. He caught her wrist gently, smearing a little flour across her cheek with his thumb. You look cuter like this, he said before stealing a quick, his lips brushing her flour-dusted skin. She gasped, swatting at him, but her laugh gave her away. You are impossible. Impossible, but yours. He countered smoothly, leaning in again until she lost her balance against the counter. His hand steadied her waist, the warmth spreading through her thin shirt. Their eyes locked, and for a moment the omelette on the pan hissed. Forgotten. Finally, she broke the silence, her voice soft. If this is how breakfast is going to be every day, I don't mind never going to the embassy again. He chuckled low, pressing a to her forehead. Tempting, but duty calls. Until then, just us, the kitchen, and burnt eggs. They sat together afterward, sharing the clumsy breakfast, feeding each other bites between laughter and as if even the smallest meal tasted heavenly simply because they made it together. The call came just as she was helping him clear the breakfast plates. Her phone buzzed with the embassy seal. She glanced at it, then at him, her expressions falling. Duty? He asked quietly. She nodded. They want me in traditional Indian attire, formal wear, salwar kameez, three-piece, something like that. The parcel came yesterday, but I haven't even tried it on. I'm not sure if it will fit right. She was confused, but at that moment she had no choice without taking the risk as she was running out of time. Later at the embassy cabin, she opened the parcel. The outfits looked formal, muted pastels and elegant embroidery, the shot of craftsmanship that whispered prestige. She lifted one, the fabric soft and flowing, but when she tried it on, the real problem became clear. The back slit refused to zip all the way. She struggled, arm twisting awkwardly. He leaned against the doorway, arms crossed, watching her with a slow, dangerous smile. Need help? She shot him a glare over her shoulder. It's just stuck. Hmm, he murmured, walking closer, her voice dipping lower with every step. Or maybe it's destiny, so that only I get to touch you there. Before she could retort, his hands slid over hers, brushing her knuckles aside. His fingers found the zipper and tugged gently, grazing the bare line of her spine. She inhaled sharply at the contact. Your skin is warmer than the fabric, he whispered, his breath ghosting over her neck. How am I supposed to behave when the embassy expects you to look formal? Behave. She tried to whisper back, but her voice trembled, betraying her. Impossible, he replied, lips grazing just behind her ear as the zipper inched upward, slow, deliberate. Every movement sending sparks across her skin. She shivered, clutching the fabric to her chest. You are making this worse, he chuckled, sliding the zipper into place before pressing his palm flat against her back. No, I am making it unforgettable. Her heart thudded as she turned, the outfit complete yet her composure undone. She looked at him, eyes shining, torn between duty and the dangerous pull of him. How am I supposed to face the entire embassy like this when I can still feel your hands on me? He her then, not rushed but lingering, testing the play in her words. When he finally pulled back, his forehead rested against hers. That's the point, he said, voice husky. Let them see the perfect diplomat. Only we will know the truth that under all this tradition and formality, you are mine in ways no one else can ever touch.